The teacher aspirant protest that is taking place in Kolkata. Candidates who qualified for the upper primary in 2016 test have now taken to streets demanding for their jobs. They allege that even after cracking the test, they've been deprived of the jobs, and mostly women can be seen assembled. As far as this protest is concerned, they're marching till the Education Department office. They were stopped thereafter, and the protesters are now on a sit-in. So they have launched a sit-in. Let me go across to Tamal joining us with more details. Tamal, we are being told that these are teacher aspirants and they're protesting now. These are candidates who qualified for the upper primary in 2016 test. What can you tell us about their demands and what's in the latest coming in?
Understand the teachers' recruitment had been a very emotive, equally a contentious issue in the state of West Bengal. We have seen, as far as teachers' recruitment test is concerned and the alleged scam which came to fore, also saw the arrest of former Minister Partha Chatterjee, his associate Arpita Mukherjee, and there had been multiple other arrests in the same case by Enforcement Directorate and CPI, who most of them have connections with Trinamool Congress. But then we have seen thereafter there had been multiple protests time and again by the teacher aspirants. We have to understand the protest which is currently underway is being taken out by upper primary teachers who had applied for the job, had sat for the exam back in 2016, and all these aspirants are claiming that they had qualified the written exam. Thereafter, they were called for the interview, and which essentially means they had qualified for the job, but thereafter they have not heard anything coming back to them from the government. And when you juxtapose that with the situation where there had been allegations of corruption and even people who have been benefited with the job in lieu of money and quid pro quo, these people are saying that they are the rightful owner of these jobs, but they have been deprived. Even after cracking the exams, they have not been given the jobs, and thus they have been demanding this. And with that demand, they have come on the street today. So 2016 upper primary teacher aspirants who had applied for the exam, sat on the exam, cracked the exam, are now out on the street today, and they are saying that they should have been given the job, they have been deprived, and for which they are alleging corruption in the education system. They had come down roughly about 50 to 100 people, and they all wanted to walk towards the Education Department of the state. They were all stopped. Mind if there had been a court order given in the past which had given a blanket 144 section or in and around the area, just sure nothing untoward happens, no bit of fallout happens around the government establishment. But then, citing that, police had tried removing them from the spot forcibly. Most of the women were all bundled inside the vehicle, police vehicle, and dished out. So yes, the protesters came out with the demand for the job. Police cited Section 144 and forcibly took them off from the spot, bundled them in the vehicle and whisked them away. The protesters are saying this is nothing but injustice. They are saying nothing but police brutality, while they are here for a right cause, demanding jobs which they believe they are entitled to after having cracked the exam. The fact that they have been treated with such a treatment, they are questioning intent of the state government.
Absolutely. And several such protests have taken place. They've been ongoing for the longest time, Tamal, isn't it? And each time these teacher aspirants go on to say that their demands are falling on deaf ears because clearly no one in the government is working towards them or ensuring that all of their demands are addressed at the earliest. Instead, they are alleging police brutality every time they hit the streets with their own set of demands. That's the kind of police crackdown that is witnessed, is what they've been maintaining.
Well, that's right. The protesters had been alleging high-handedness on the part of the police, high-handedness on the part of the state government. State government, on its part, had been trying to suggest that there had been cases after cases filed in Kolkata High Court, which is a fact that the matter had been sub judice for very long, and Kolkata High Court had handed over the entire proof to CBI. The matter is still sub judice. Yes, just not one petition, there had been multiple petitions. We have to understand there is primary teachers recruitment, we have upper primary teachers recruitment, you have school substitute teachers recruitment. So in every section there had been allegations of corruption, and for different sections, different set of people, time and again, intermediately had taken out from this. So while state government
Come back to you, Tamal. Stay on with us. We have Rahul Sinha of the BJP joining us on the phone line. Mr. Sinha, how would you look into the situation that's prevailing on ground today? Once again, we see these teacher aspirants who are staging a protest in Kolkata. Of course, they're saying that they've not been allowed to march towards the education department and hence have decided to protest as a sit-in protest. And we do see those visuals. Sir, क्या कहेंगे आप? क्योंकि ये बार-बार कहा जा रहा है कि ममता सरकार इनकी बात नहीं सुन रही, इनकी डिमांड्स को एड्रेस नहीं कर रही।
नहीं, एकदम सही बात है। जो सरकार को इतना बड़ा शिक्षक नियोग का घोटाला किया, जिनको शर्म से सर झुक जाना चाहिए था, वो लोग अभी पुलिस को उतार के जैसे भी हो आंदोलनकारी को हटाने का काम उन्होंने चालू कर दिया। एक्चुअली सत्तो जो है, इनका जो चोरी है, सबको छुपाने का काम पश्चिम बंग सरकार करना चाहता है और बलपूर्वक करना चाहता है। जो दोषी है उन लोगों को कोई सजा नहीं दे रहा है, लेकिन जो निर्दोष है उनके ऊपर ही हमला चल रहा है। अभी तक क्यों चीफ मिनिस्टर इस बारे में हस्तक्षेप नहीं किया, क्यों भेंट नहीं किया, क्यों उन लोगों से बातचीत नहीं किया, इस क्वेश्चन हम पूछना चाहते हैं। इसीलिए पश्चिम बंगाल में जंगल राज चल रहा है, ये भी एक उसका नमूना है।
Okay. Thank you, Sinha, for speaking to us. We also have Atul Anjan joining us on the phone line. Mr. Anjan, the demand is that since 2016, these teacher aspirants have cleared the test. They've qualified, and despite all of that, all of their concerns have been left unaddressed by the Mamata government. 2016 is the date that they'd applied for the same, they cleared it, and yet they have no job in their hand.
This is horrible. How scams are taking place in Bengal in the field of education under the Mamata rule is very well known. Two of his ministers are being, suspended. One of them is the number 2 in the TMC, Trinamool Congress government in Bengal. Mr. Partha Chatterjee is in jail. Lakhs of crores of rupees has been found in his company or his accomplice company, and all that is there. To youngsters.
Yes. In fact, Mamata Banerjee's government has faced a lot of heat with regards to the teachers' recruitment scam. Several of the ministers, remember, have been under the lens, and investigating agencies are investigating into the same. But despite that, these are the demands that are being made by people who rightfully so are demanding their jobs back, because they have cleared the test with due process. They've made it to the examination, they've cleared it, and despite that, they've been left with nothing, and hence they've taken to streets today once again to raise their demands and have alleged police brutality, no help from the Mamata Banerjee government. Thank you for speaking to us. It's time for us with that to head into a very quick break.